everybody, welcome back to another Daily Drop here on TarHeelIllustrated.com. I'm THL publisher Andrew Jones, and the topic today is Carolina basketball. Yes, it's early June, but we talk Carolina football, basketball, and recruiting, talk about it, write about it, got stuff about it every day of the year. Every day of the year. Holidays, doesn't matter. Every day of the year, we have new, fresh Tar Heels football, basketball, and recruiting content for you. And you could also be a premium subscriber for just $8.33 a month, which is like not even a drive-through number anymore. And it's the same price as when I took over the site almost 10 years ago. In fact, August 1st will be I'll be the first day of my 11th year in this position. And if you were a premium member, you would have been totally connected with everything that happened with UNC in the basketball portal. We were on top of it, well vetted, well sourced, way ahead of stuff that was happening. And our subscribers that have been around, and certainly were around for this period, very happy with the job that we did. David Sisk, big shout out. He is phenomenal. Anyway, this is not about any of that. This is about three-point shooting. What kind of three-point shooting team might Carolina be next year? Now, this has come up in some discussions. Most of the conversations are about, well, they need a 6'10 guy or a 7-footer still. They need to go get a guy that can defend the rim, all that kind of stuff. We're not going to talk about that today. Another topic of conversation has been, well, I'm not sure they have enough three-point shooting. Where are they going to get the three-point shooting from? Well, I crunched the numbers, so let's take a look. First of all, Carolina lost 3 guys that three-point shots were part of their game, with Harrison Ingram, Cormac Ryan, and Paxton Wojcik. Armando took a few, hit a few, actually hit 2 in one game. But we're going to look at what Carolina has moving forward from what the guys did this past season from the perimeter versus what the actual Tar Heels did from the perimeter. As a group or as individuals, here's what the current Tar Heels did this past season from the perimeter. Van Allen Lubin, 13 for 39. Cade Tyson, 80 for 172. Prolific. RJ Davis, 113 for 284. Far more prolific. Seth Trimble, 13 for 31. It's a solid percentage. Elliot Cadeau, 10 for 53. Jalen Washington, 8 for 15. It's a shot he's very comfortable with and will tell you right away he can hit with regularity. Jalen Withers, 4 for 20. And let's remember, this is a guy 2 years ago that shot 41% at Louisville. And Zayden High was 0 for 8. So collectively, this group, the current Tar Heels, this past season, they shot 38.7%. Now, the Tar Heels this past season as a team shot 35.9%. So it's almost 3 full percentage points better this group was than the 2023-24 Tar Heels. Are you following me? So the current roster of 8 guys, not including 3 freshmen coming in, were a combined 241 for 622, 38.7%. The Carolina basketball team, whose season ended against Alabama and Los Angeles, 301 for 839, 35.9%. So this group shot a higher percentage. And some people are going to say, well, gosh, man, what about RJ? RJ was so prolific. He had such an amazing year. So let's remove RJ from the equation for a second. This year's group, the 8 players minus RJ, so it's 7, 37.9% this past season. Still pretty darn good. Last year's team, this past year's team, if you remove RJ, 33.9%. Again, this is 4 percentage points higher. So without RJ, this group of players shot 4 percentage points higher than the Carolina team that just finished their season a couple months ago in the Sweet 16. I hope you guys are following me. Sometimes when I throw out a lot of numbers in pods, I do it so fast, people sort of lose it. But the point I'm making is no matter how you break it down, the current roster moving forward with the 2024-25 season, collectively a better three-point shooting group than the club that played this past season. Period. As good as Harrison was at times, as good as Cormac was the last month of the season, this group has a better percentage with RJ and without RJ. I would say 3 points is pretty healthy. 4 points is even healthier. Now, what can we expect from some of these guys? I think you're going to see a lot of threes, obviously, from RJ. We'll remove him from the equation because he's going to take a lot. But what helped him a lot of the time last year was Cormac had to be guarded. Harrison had to be guarded. They're gone. So who has to be guarded now? Well, let's look at Elliot Cadeau. He has to improve from the perimeter. 10 for 53 and going to cut it. He knows it. He's working on it daily. If he's up to 32%, 32%, I'd say 32%, probably where he should be. That might be enough. Because he doesn't take a lot, but it might be enough. Or you got to keep an eye on. What about Cade Tyson? Tyson shot 46% from three last year in a good league. He's a catch-and-shoot guy. He's got a quick release. He could create his three off the dribble, but he's a catch-and-shoot guy too. And he's got a lot of other stuff to his game. And he's also 6'7", a legitimate 6'7". Harrison wasn't that tall. Cormac wasn't that tall. He's going to get shots off over guys. So if he's probably not going to shoot 46%, that would be unfair to expect that. But if he's at around 39, pretty good. Where else are the threes going to come from? Seth Trimble shot well this past year from three. And later in the year, he added a 3 and 4 dribble, a 2, 3, 4 dribble, drive into the lane, pull up jumper inside the free throw line. Not just going to the rack, because he was struggling for a while getting to the rim and not converting. So he added that pull up jumper in the half court offense to his game. And I talked to him about it in March a couple times. One time, fairly at length. And he said that he had to be able to score when he beat a guy off the dribble. He's so quick that when he beat his man off the dribble and suddenly his defender was in chase mode and the opposition was in help defense mode, he had to be able to get something out of it because he wasn't converting enough at the rim. So he added that pull-up jumper. He had a couple of them against Duke. Run the film back. You'll see what I'm talking about. And you probably remember most of them anyway. Now, if he can consistently hit from three, and 13 and 31 is pretty good. Around, 40%? If he can be at the 36, 37% mark, even 36 with a higher volume of shots, I think that Carolina will take that, especially because he's got the element of the drive and the pull-up now. And if he converts at the rim, suddenly you're talking a far more productive player on a consistent basis. Jalen Washington, 8 for 15 last year. He hit threes from the corner, and he hit threes from the top of the key. So think about that. The corner, he could actually stretch out as a 4. Even though I think he's more stretch 5, but he could stretch out as a 4, and he could bury something from the corner. Top of the key, pick and pop. Also high-low. I think we're going to see a lot of high-low with Jalen Washington and Van Allen Lubin. And if he's in the game with Lubin and they could both pick and pop from the top of the key, because Lubin was 13 for 39 at Vanderbilt last year, it's going to drive defenses nuts. They can both roll to the rim. In fact, Jay Wash, he and I talked about it in March as well. He really improved late in the season, rolling to the rim, being aware for the ball, receiving it and scoring. He said that was something he made a concerted effort during the course of the season to be better at, because earlier in the year, he would cut or he would go to the rim, wasn't really alert for the ball, and missed some scoring opportunities. Those came a little bit more later in the year. Lubin is outstanding cutting to the basket, rolling to the basket. He's got great hands, and he's aware for the ball. So you have two of those guys, almost an interchangeable 4 or 5, that can do those things and can hit threes. Lubin can hit him from the corner. Lubin can hit him from the wing. Lubin can hit him from the top of the key. Now, most of the threes he hit this past season at Vandy, he was wide open. So teams left him out there. They didn't really respect the shot. 13 of 39, not terrible. If he's at the 35% range, doesn't shoot a ton, but he can hit that. And Jay Wash, I think Jay Wash is a really good shooter. He's got a beautiful shot, beautiful stroke, beautiful release, beautiful follow through. He's in that 37, 38 range. And not a huge volume, but a decent volume. Wow. And then you throw Jalen Withers out there. Again, 2 years ago at Louisville, decent number of shots, fairly decent volume, 41%. I've seen him hit those when he was at Louisville. He can hit that shot. I think last year, it took him a long time to fully blend and mesh in a lot of ways. And I think his shot was affected by it. And later in the year, he just became more go after it kind of guy, cut, get trash around the basket. I know people are talking about thinking about the three against Alabama. Don't just forget that. He made a mistake. He didn't hit it. Okay. He'll hit that next year sometimes. He'll shoot better than 4 for 20 from three. And then Zayden Hyde, the thing, even though he's 0 for 8, the thing I liked about him is there was some comfort. Yeah, he had an air ball or two, but there was some comfort with his threes. He didn't look awkward. It didn't look like, man, that guy's got to really get in the gym. He needs to get in the gym. He was 0 for 8. Some were rushed. But I still think there's an element of comfort there, and it's something that he could do. So the 8 guys that have played college basketball that are on this roster, all but High have hit threes. Withers, bad percentage last year, but he had a really good one 2 years ago. You got to figure Cadeau's going to get better, and the rest of them have had decent stretches out there, including Trimble. He improved a lot shooting from the perimeter. He used to get up a ton of shots before games. Sometimes I'd be courtside after games doing the 3 things with Chelsea or Jacob, and Seth was right there working on his game, working on threes. So he'll be better as well. I think this has a chance to be an outstanding three-point shooting team, and it might need to be an outstanding three-point shooting team because we don't know what they're going to be inside. I think there's a little more uncertainty there. I know Lubin can score inside. I know Jay Wash can score inside, but how much do they give up inside? What is the trade-off there? They may have to make it up on the perimeter sometimes, and I think this team has the potential to be outstanding on the perimeter. If you agree and you think this club has a chance to be really good on from three-point range, go ahead and click like on this video. If you're surprised by these numbers, that no matter how you dice it, the current roster better perimeter shooting than this past season's roster. If you're surprised about that and you're excited about it, click like as well. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to our channel if you haven't. Share this video and everything we do with all your Carolina friends. Let them know we are here and we're popping stuff out every day on the channel and on our site. And make sure you hit the notification bell so you get updates every time we upload a video. I'm AJ, and I really appreciate you guys stopping by.